All information contained in this podcast is general in nature and does not consider your individual circumstances. You should consider the appropriateness of this information with regards to your individual objectives, financial situation, and needs. Welcome to Sharing More Than the Sheets, a podcast to help you and your partner make better financial and lifestyle decisions so that you can both focus on the things that you love. I'm your host, Michael Khouri, financial planner, green thumb, husband, and just dad. This segment is called Michael's Magic Moment. It's my opportunity to play a little snippet from one of our previous episodes, which resonated with our listeners, that I received feedback from, or I felt really had an impact on some people's lives. Hope you enjoy it. This is one of my favorite topics, accountability. It's my favorite for many different reasons. A, because as an advisor, my job is to hold my clients accountable to their goals and what they said they would do. And also because I've had a coach, and I still have coaches that hold me accountable. And in a way, my wife holds me accountable. My kids hold me accountable. Anyone around me that cares about me holds me accountable to what I said I was going to do or what I feel like I need to do. And when it comes to having accountability as a financial advisor, I'm talking about someone's money. I'm talking about their goals, what they said they would do with their money, but of course it also ties into other parts of their lives that have sometimes nothing to do with money. But really it's the one of the biggest benefits of having a financial advisor, having someone that you sit down with at least once a year to go through your goals, to go through what you've achieved, what you've done, what you haven't done, why you did and why you didn't do those things. And it's something that I get very excited about just because I have been helping some clients for over a decade now, and I've seen the improvement. I've seen the power of having someone there. And many of my clients will openly tell me, if you weren't there, none of this would have happened. And it's just the power of having that person there and just that level of accountability. So I hope you enjoy and get something out of this episode. So we all need that outsider's perspective, someone to essentially look at our situation and say, hold on a sec, why did you do this? Someone to critique our decision making, because it will help give you clarity when you have someone from the outside looking in instead of being on the inside looking out. And this is something that's been around for years. Some of the most successful the most successful organizations in the world have all had coaches or had external consulting or someone that comes in from the outside to look at how things are being done. The other thing is that an accountability coach or a coach of some sort can help you focus. It can help you focus on what you're actually trying to achieve, on what's actually important, because our job as advisors is to bring people back to their goals, to bring them back to what they're working towards. And this is easy to do, in good times, but when times are tough or when we have curveballs thrown at us, it's very easy to lose focus on what we're actually working on, be it retirement, paying down debt, building up savings, building up an investment portfolio. That focus is invaluable in times where things get tough. And as I said, during the year, you might be fine 360 of those days. But it's those 5 days in the year, those 5 moments where you potentially could be losing focus, where having someone there makes a big difference, because bringing you back on track, bringing you back on focus will help you work a lot faster and a lot more efficiently towards your goals. Another big thing about accountability is as advisors, we help clients essentially work out where resources or time are being wasted. And because our job is to look at the situation and to essentially work out, okay, where is money or where is time being spent? Is that efficient? Is that in line with someone's goals? And usually when we look at things, and usually when there is that accountability, resources and time are not being wasted as much, because the person that's, my client, for example, or the person that seeks the coach or the advisor, usually when they're in focus and there's someone that they're talking to and there is that accountability and that regular contact, they're less likely to waste their time on things that aren't aligned to their goals. And they're less likely to spend money that they don't need to be spending, or using up resources they don't need to be using up as well, because suddenly the path becomes clearer because there's more clarity. And then suddenly you become, what you should be spending your time and money on becomes a lot more defined and a lot more obvious. Now, with all this, one of my favorite things, and I use this word so many times, is that it increases productivity. Having a coach, having accountability in general, just makes you more productive because, first of all, you're focusing on the right things in the right way, hopefully. Secondly, it's creating a positive atmosphere in this sense of optimism or excitement because, it's different to a personal trainer that's giving someone, actually, you know what? It's very similar to a personal trainer that's sort of imagine you've got someone doing dumbbell presses and they're almost towards the end. Having someone in your ear saying, you can do it, it's all you. Like we all hear these things at the gym, but having someone there in your ear, pushing that product, that positivity, pushing that motivation in a way, creates productivity. And now as an advisor, I'm not in my clients' ears every day saying, you can do it, it's all you. But I'm there when we talk and we talk about their goals and what they're working towards. Yes, I'll help them become more motivated towards them if I feel the need to, or if I feel like it's lacking, or if I feel like it's needed. And having someone that you're talking to, it just naturally motivates you. It's like when you're doing anything, as soon as you start telling your friends or your family or anyone around you, you naturally become more motivated because you're like, yeah, this is great. And especially if they're giving you energy and they're feeding off your energy and motivating you. What this also does is that it helps build trust in not just your person, your advisor, but trust in yourself that you can do it. Because when you have someone from the outside looking at your situation saying, you know what, I've looked at your situation, I've considered your goals, and you can actually do this. It gives you the sense of trust, this sense of, you haven't accomplished it yet, but it's almost a sense of accomplishment in that you're actually working towards something. You can do it. It becomes real. So many times I'll talk to a client, especially in the first meeting, where they'll tell me that they want to retire, but they don't think they can do it, or they want to pay down their debts, but they don't think they can do it, or they want to buy a second or third property, but they don't think it's possible. And then when we come back with advice, it's like, well, hold on a sec. Wow, like it actually is possible. And suddenly there's this level of trust or even confidence in yourself or in that person's self where they think, wow, okay, I can actually do this because I have a path. I've used this analogy before, and it's like if you're stuck in a forest and you don't know how to get out, you'll probably go around in circles and give up. But if you've got a map or you've got some direction or you've got someone that says, no, you know what, I can see where you are in the forest, you're going to get out of that forest, or there's a very high chance you can get out, or you can get out, especially if there's a pathway and someone tells you what you need to do. That person's more likely to get out. Even if it takes 5 years or 10 years, they will probably get out of that forest because there's this sense of positivity, and not positivity, there's a sense of trust in oneself that they can achieve it because they know it's possible. The last thing, and for me, this is probably my biggest thing, and every accountability coach or advisor or personal trainer or anything, any person that can relate to this accountability piece and their job can relate to this, is setting goals clearly and objectively. An accountability coach or an advisor will help you work towards your goals. They'll help you set specific, measurable, attainable, and time-bound goals. Things that can benefit you, your family, your business, things that will help you work towards something. And it's okay to not have goals straight away. I talk to some clients and they say, look, I don't know my goals. I don't have goals. That's fine. It's okay. There's no point creating something just for the sake of it. But if you have at least something to work towards initially, it will help your other goals become a lot more clearer down the track because you'll then know what you can achieve. You've got that trust, that confidence, all those things I just talked about. So helping you set goals clearly and objectively, and also to help make the goals realistic. Like again, I'll have a client that tells me I want to retire in 2 years on $1 million a year. Now, no one's actually said that to me, but if someone ever said that to me, my job would be to bring them back to earth, and to show them, look, this is, like, I'm not saying it's not possible, but it's going to be very difficult for these reasons, unless obviously that person earns quite a substantial amount of money, and that may be possible, especially if they've already got wealth in place. But if they've got nothing and that's their goal, then it's not going to be that easy. So my point is, having accountability, having an outsider's person is literally that the power of accountability is, I think, one of the most underrated aspects of having an advisor and having someone there. I always relate finances to health. I talk about this all the time. Very similar in this case, where if you have someone there, personal coach, doctor, someone that can help you with your health, you're more likely to become healthier. Just like a financial advisor, if you have an advisor there to help you with your money, with your goals and what you're doing with it, you're going to be a lot more likely to achieve your goals because of that accountability. That will hopefully lead to you making better decisions for you and your family. Thanks for joining us on Sharing More Than the Sheets. Please make sure you subscribe to be updated with future episode releases, and feel free to share this episode with any friends or family that you think it might benefit. Please visit us at sharingmorethanthesheets.com.au to submit questions or requests for future podcast topics. These podcasts have been brought to you by Better Financial Planning Australia. To book a 15-minute phone chat, visit betterfinancialplanning.com.au.